Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, and today we're going to be unboxing another massive box. I had to put it on my desk this time because it's so damn big. This is the Darksiders Genesis Nephilim Edition. This is really awesome. Massive shout out to THQ Nordic for very kindly sending this my way. If you guys haven't seen the stuff that we did on Darksiders Genesis, then back at Gamescom I had a chance to check out the game, had a presentation, had some gameplay recorded and shared that with you guys. It's a really cool entry into the Darksiders series, different to anything they've done before. It's, you know, if you look at it, it's sort of typical ARPG isometric camera style, but it is not, you know, inherently the same as your typical ARPGs. You know, you still got the Darksiders DNA in there, you still got the platforming, the puzzle solving, all those different aspects with, instead, a kind of co-op, or at least optional co-op, flair to it in the sort of isometric camera angle, which is really cool. I love those kind of games, and I've been looking forward to this one. So, of course, the game is actually officially out today, which is really cool, and they sent me this. We're going to unbox it because this is a pretty meaty edition. Of course, it contains the game, but there's a lot of other stuff in here, so we're going to take a look. Of course, if you guys haven't seen the gameplay from Darksiders Genesis, then I'll link the video we did from Gamescom down below. Obviously, we'll be dropping some more stuff on the channel at some point soon, but for the time being, let's dive in, because I want to see what's inside this box. Now, of course, the very first thing, starting off on the outside of the box, we of course have the Darksiders Genesis logo with the really nice artwork on the front featuring War and Strife. Interesting thing as well, I forgot to mention this during the intro, but there are actually only 5,000 of these that were made or available to pre-order, and this particular one is actually super limited because the figure that comes inside it is actually hand painted. Apparently there are only 50 of those ones done, so this one's like super special, but regardless, the whole Nephilim edition is, as limited editions go, pretty limited. So if you picked up one of these, you snag one yourself, then that is definitely something to hold on to. Now, if we dive into the box, we can start taking a look at everything because this contains a ton of different things. There is the game itself, there's the board game, the figure, the steelbook, the artbook, the soundtrack, the sticker sheet. There's a lot, all right? The very first thing you get as soon as you open the top of it is the board game. This comes in a really big, weighty box. Like, when I picked this up before, thinking to myself, all right, there's a figure in there, there's a board game, didn't expect it to weigh so much. This board game has a ton of stuff in there. You'll see that as we open it a little bit later. I'm gonna kind of go through and get everything out first. We of course have the figure itself. If you guys picked up the Darksiders 3 Collector's Edition, you may remember there was like the Megaton one that had all the different figures in. This is that same sort of caliber of figure. We'll see that again in a moment. And there's then a box that contains everything else. So if we start with this one, start by opening up this, you have this nice sort of white cardboard box, and inside that you have the art book, you have the stickers, you have the soundtrack, the steelbook, and you also of course have the copy of the game. The steelbook is fantastic. I always love my steelbooks. They're always like a really nice sort of touch for games anyway. But this one, having that sort of like nice shiny look, especially sort of like the reflection off the blades when you see War and Strife at the top. Very cool combo. Of course, War being your, you know, up in your face, close range fighter. Strife being the more kind of ranged attacker. Definitely nice having that dynamic as you play through the game, solve puzzles, different things like that. We then have the regular game itself, which I'll open shortly. We have some stickers. We have the soundtrack, complete with 21 tracks, assuming you count the credits as a track. And we then have the art book with a load of fantastic artwork in there. I mentioned before, but like the Darksiders art is just really cool. I'm not going to go through every single page here, but you have environment art, you have weapons, characters, monsters, different things like that. I'll show you a few sort of little samples as we kind of flick through here. But yeah, there's some very nice artwork. So if you're one of those people that likes to sort of collect art books from games, then this is definitely a very nice one. Now, if we then turn our attention to the next thing, which of course is the figure, this is fantastic. Now, keep in mind, this, if you are pre-ordering it, is not a cheap collector's edition, so you would therefore expect there to be a high quality figure, and I can say, rest assured, these are fantastic quality. I mentioned before that having the Darksiders 3 one, I got the collector's models from those ones. They were very good. I'm someone that collects quite a lot of models, figures, different kits like that, and I've had my fair share of collector's editions, right? Sometimes the models are a little bit like below the quality bar, and sometimes they are fantastic, and this is definitely one of those ones. This, I mean, obviously there is the added bonus that this is hand painted, but every single detail, all the way from the base plate, this isn't just like a fancy plastic base plate you put it on. The base plate itself is also part of the appeal. It's kind of got these cool stone bricks, these skulls. It looks like a little sort of slice taken out of one of the levels that you'd be exploring and playing through the game. Of course, Strife standing there in his very epic pose with the guns crossed. He's got this scarf wrapping around him. Every angle of this, the detail is just fantastic. It is a weighty figure, it's tall, And yeah, even when you look like super close, one of those kind of things, you know, you get really up close and personal and you can just see that level of detail. It is honestly fantastic. Now, again, yes, as mentioned, there is the bonus that this is one of the 50 that were hand painted, so it does make it a little bit more special. But regardless, even if you're buying this or kind of getting this in the regular edition, it is still a very good quality model. And then finally, the very last thing, of course, is the Forbidden Land board game. Now there's so much to unpack here. It's like one of those sort of things where this alone could probably warrant its own unboxing video because there are so many components here, and honestly it's kind of almost too much to go through in one video. But at the top of it, you of course have your different baseplate parts, the parts that you use to construct the battlefield for the actual game itself. Then as you go a little bit deeper, you have your quick start guide, you have the actual rulebook for it, which is really, really nice, again featuring some fantastic artwork. There are tons of card packs in here, because of course you're going to need them to work your way through the game. So there's loads and loads of different sealed packs that you of course need to open. You then have loads of different characters, and again, the detail on these, even as like small playable characters, is fantastic. You've got the basic small units, and you've of course also got this massive lad here. He is, I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and read through the rules yet, so I don't quite know how he plays into the actual game itself, but rest assured, this, for those of you guys that like board games, there's a lot to unpack here, alright? So, as collector's editions go, this is, it's almost like 2 games in one, right? You get it, you buy the game, you get all the models, and you've got a board game to play as well, which is like a win-win situation. So yeah, that's a quick look at some of the stuff you get inside it. But of course, taking a sort of like step back and look at everything, this is what the Nephilim Edition looks like. So there we have it. That is a look inside the Nephilim Edition. That is incredibly awesome. Again, massive shout out to THQ Nordic for very kindly sending that to me. That is definitely gonna need to find some space for that, because yo, that statue, that needs to go on display somewhere. But for the time being, that's it. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of Darksiders Genesis. If you guys are gonna be checking it out yourself, if you guys are gonna be picking it up today or this week or anything, let me know. And of course, definitely keep it locked for plenty more gaming videos.